And we welcome you back here to Lakeland College on a Saturday afternoon, starting into the early evening as we'll get this one started at the 5 o'clock hour as Swick continues the region tournament championship hopes alive, able to get past the 5-seeded Blue Angels of Kaskaskia College and win it in 4 sets. What a battle it was, and the reward is the top dog in the region, the number 1 seeded Trailblazers of Vincennes University. Welcome you to our extended Swick Volleyball pregame show. Steven Stock with you, welcoming you back. And, you know, we got a little rest. I got a little rest. I feel like I am tired. That game wore me out. And I was like, that first set, I was like, no, don't do this. It's too early for this. We're already doing this. And Swick got it done 27-25, 25-17, 23-25, 25-23 in an absolute battle. Just an absolute battle over Kaskaskia and a big 4-set win. While we were off the air, Lakeland taking down Frontier, the 3 seed over the 6 seed in 4 sets, 21-25. They dropped that first set. I was sitting with the girls. I was like, you know what? Frontier might do this. I was telling them that Lakeland is the only team in the region. How about this? The only team in the region that Frontier has not taken a set against. How about that? Lakeland. And that streak broke today, but it goes Lakeland the other way. 25-8. I mean, Lakeland was all over Frontier. They were all over Frontier. It was like 13-2. I mean, they were all over them. 25-8 in the second, 25-22 in the third, 25-11 in the fourth, and it's chalk. We're chalking it. 1 seed Vincennes, 4 seed Swick, 2 seed John A., 3 seed Lakeland in the semifinals tonight, as it has been all chalk, and both teams were able to hold off upsets in Swick and Lakeland against the lower seeded rivals. So that brings us into the semifinal. Our first one tonight, it is Swick and Vincennes, and before we do, let's revisit that game. That was a fun one earlier against Kaskaskia. This is how it looked and sounded here earlier today against Kaskaskia. Lacey Pullman and Layla Porter back in. Nalea Furlow and Annie Wernson out. Lacey Pullman will have it. This one's going to be over. Kaskaskia there on the receive. Set it, coming left. Blocked! And Swick is going to punch their ticket into the semifinal round on a block by Ashlyn Hughes. 25-23 in the fourth. It got scary. It got rowdy. It got intense, but Swick gets it done, and we're going to the 5 o'clock game against the top dog Trailblazers of Vincennes University. Swick gets it done in 4. We're back in a moment. Let's get some guests. So that's how it looked and sounded against the Blue Angels earlier today. And as I mentioned, this is our look at the region bracket. As I have mentioned, that's what stands right now. Vincennes and Swick coming up, and then John A. and Lakeland at 7:30. I'm glad I only got 1 game left. I think it would not be a good night. It would not be a good night for me because I'm already starting to lose my voice. This is bad. This is how much this first game wore me out. But if I had to do 2 more games, man, I don't know. But you know, we're gonna see how that one goes. I think John A. and Lakeland is going to be a very interesting game. If you've been following the region, Lakeland 1-3 against John A. Just this week on Monday. So will we see that again? That's a rematch 5 days in the making right there. We have a rematch that's almost a month in the making. In fact, it's 23 days in the making. Vincennes and Swick. But before we get to that, we got to get you the Midwest District Bracket update because we have some stuff that's been following. And actually, if I need to update it one more time because we have 2 more teams entered in. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, folks. I got a couple more teams I need to add in. That's 24. Hold on. A, B, C, D, E. I got to do math. Okay. This is what the updated Midwest District bracket will look like with, well, it's not going to save it. Is it not going to save? Hold on. Is this updated? It is. No. Is it? No, it's not. Hold on. Hold on. Apologies, folks. I thought I had this ready. I had all this downtime, and we can't get this stuff ready. That's my fault. Anyway, okay, there it is. All right, we have some new names put into the Midwest District bracket after Swick took down Kaskaskia and Lakeland taking down Frontier. So you see Kaskaskia is now put in the 24E spot, and then we have, I think that's our first matchup finalized. They will get Missouri State West Plains as Middle Area took down the Grizzlies in 4 sets after Missouri State West Plains took the first set. So there's a look at the Midwest A portion, and here's the Midwest B portion. Frontier will be 24F, and they'll get the loser of tomorrow's Region 24 championship game. You look at it, we're only 4 spots remain. No, is it 4? 6 spots remaining, correct? No, can't do math. It's been a long day. We have 4 spots remaining. That's right, because we have 4 region teams left. And we'll get 2 more decided tonight by the end of the night here at Lakeland College, and then 2 more decided at the end of the championship game tomorrow. All right, I want to get to our sit-down interviews here. Addison Walton, the sophomore libero I sat down with 2 weeks ago. We're going to play about the halfway through point of this interview with her, and then you'll hear from head coach Warren Thomas to discuss today's win. Here is Addison Walton as we continue rolling on our extended Swick Volleyball pregame show. It's the Region 24 Women's Volleyball Tournament semifinal. The 4-seeded Blue Storm, the 1-seed Trailblazers. Here is the sophomore Addison Walton.
Blue Storm volleyball fans, it's our second sophomore sit-down interview, as we had the sophomore outside hitter Grace Johnson in our previous one. Now our second one, we're going to be sitting down with the sophomore libero, who wears number 17, Addison Walton. Addie, thanks for taking time to join me.
Of course, I'm excited.
You guys have had a long season. We're wrapping this one up as we're going to hear the final stretch, final few games of the regular season before the playoffs. And before we start talking about that, I kind of just want to talk about how did you start playing volleyball?
So I didn't start playing volleyball until 7th grade because I was playing soccer before then. I played soccer for quite a while. And then I tried track. I hate running.
Yeah.
Tried basketball, same thing. And then my dad tried to get me into golf. And then my mom was like, well, I played volleyball in high school and in middle school, so why don't you try volleyball? I was like, okay, I'll try. And I just took to it instantly. I actually was an outside hitter. Those days were short-lived. But then I made it my first club team as, I believe, a pitch server. And then I worked my way up to playing libero on that same team. And then I bounced around a few clubs, and I ended up being libero on all my teams. And it was just, like, really fun, and I just took to it instantly. Like, I don't know, it's just something I was pretty good at, like, as soon as I started. So I was like, ooh, I like this.
You mentioned your outside hitter days were short-lived. Why was that?
So I was a little vertically challenged. I still am. Yeah. I will say, though, my last 2 years of club, I did hit.
Okay.
I would play outside all around, and then my last year, my 18th team, well, I played an 18th team, my 17th and 18th year. But my actual 18th year, I was the libero, but if we were missing someone, I was outside all around, I'd hit. It was so funny. It was so fun. But no, I should not be outside ever again.
When you mentioned you were trying to have different sports you were trying to play in volleyball, why did volleyball stick out to you?
I think volleyball stuck out to me because it just came naturally. Like, with passing, one of the biggest things is angles. And for me, those I never had to learn because they just came natural. Like, I think volleyball was the first sport that just made sense. Like, oh yeah, if the ball's coming here, I'm just going to do this with my arms. Like, it just made the most sense to me, and it just came the most naturally. When
you said you made when you started to progress to get to libero playing club, why did you go to libero? Was it kind of just, obviously you talked about outside hitter being a little challenge, but kind of what was kind of the interest at libero or defense specialist?
Well, they did want me to be a setter at first, and I said no because it's just something about being up right next to the net. My depth perception goes out the window, so like it's so bad. Like I can set from like the 10-foot line, whatever. But I liked the control that I could have from the back row, like being able to put the ball I want and pace it how I want. It was always just an interesting idea to me, and like if the game's, in my opinion, like especially in high school, if I thought the game was moving slow, I tried to speed it up with like the passing and stuff. So I liked having the control of it.
So high school, you played defense specialist or libero your whole high school career? Gotcha.
Yeah.
So talk about your high school volleyball career. You played at Columbia High School. What was that like playing there?
Columbia High School was really fun. I did really like it. We had the same varsity coach my freshman, sophomore, junior year, and then we had a different coach my senior year. They had always ran a left back libero, and then so I was on varsity all 4 years, but I was libero on varsity, sophomore, and then on. And my freshman year, and until then, I really think they played left back libero. But then my sophomore year, once I was libero on that team, I was like, how about we run me middle back libero, because our blocking wasn't always there. So I was like, I'll sit in the seam. So then that was a change that my coach made, and then I got a lot of touches. I got 1,000 digs in 2 years.
Yeah.
So it was just so fun. I loved the girls. Just every class that came in and like the ones that went out, it was just so fun. And high school is just a different kind. And then my senior year, we got our new coach, but it was still the same thing. It was just fun. The girls were super fun, and like we could all bond over the misery of high school and the misery of classes and the teachers and the people. Not that all the people were misery, but some were. And it was just nice to be able to all bond over that same thing.
Yeah, as you mentioned, you finished with over 1,700 career digs, which is the second most all time in program history there. I mean, that's a pretty remarkable accomplishment to have. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I wish I could have gotten more. I really, really wish I could have gotten that 2,000 mark. That would have been really cool. But it feels good. I never really counted because I was just like, I'm just going to get this up and like just go for it, whatever. Knowing that the part for me that feels the best is knowing that I could get all of those up for my team. Like just knowing like how many balls I did save, like so that we had the opportunity to get the next point and like win the game is really good to know. And I like the number the first two digits are 17, like the jersey I'm wearing now.
There you go.
But I do like that I got so many up just because it like shows like the hard work that you put in and all this, because like compared to some other people I did start later. And I felt like my sophomore year I was really just trying to prove myself, and I feel like I kind of did that. So
one of the big things about Columbia is the rivalry with Waterloo, right down the street there. What was that like playing in those games?
Oh, the Route 3 rivalry. It was really fun. It was kind of it still is a funny concept to me because Waterloo's so much bigger than us.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we beefing with a school that's like 4 times our size?
Yeah, they're 3A, right? You guys are 2A.
Yeah, but we did it. But it was really fun because, like, I don't know, just like it's Waterloo. Like, it was always like, let's go play. Like, let's beat them. Let's beat the Water Boo, as we called them. Let's go like beat the Bulldogs. Like that rivalry was always really fun because it's never a conference match.
Yeah.
So it was always fun to be like, okay, let's go get them. Like Route 3, right down the road. Let's go get them, and the crowds are always really fun.
What is if you had to pinpoint, what's some of your favorite moments or games, experiences you had playing high school?
There's so many. Definitely my senior night was really fun because I loved all of the girls I played with. Like, I don't know, I love so many of them. One of my favorite times was when we beat Grace, at Breeze on their senior night. And that was the first time in a while we did that. And then we didn't even go to Dairy King after, which I'm still salty about. But that was a really good memory. I think Coach Warren was actually at that game, the high school game.
Wow.
But that was a really good memory just because, like, after the game, like, on the bus, we all were like, oh my God, did that just happen? Like, because that was my senior year. And we were like, holy crap, like, there's no way we just did that. And honestly, some of my favorite moments are just the things we said in the locker room before games. Like, we would just be going on and on about, like, just the most random things. Like, it was so funny, and it just puts you in a good mood and a good mindset for the games. But 4 years of games, there's so many memories and just so many, like, good times. I mean, obviously the great times were winning because, like, who doesn't like to win?
Who doesn't?
But there were a lot of very fun times.
So you end up committing to SWIC. Talk about how that process played out.
Yeah, so I went to high school with Sophie Gokemper, who was on this team.
Yeah.
So I didn't know about the JUCO route until she committed to SWIC. I was like, what's SWIC? Like, what is that? So I go, it's a 2-year, and then you transfer out to a 4-year, and then you play your last 2 years at the 4-year. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I was talking to a few other 4 years. This was the only JUCO I ever really talked to. And he said if I wanted to sign that I could, and I talked to my mom. I was like, I mean, it's close. And I obviously want to play college volleyball. It's close to home, and it just seemed like a good route for me. So I was like, okay, I'll come. So I committed, and actually it was quite an easy process. And I'm happy I did. I love it here, but it honestly was a very straightforward thing. Like, I just emailed him on NCSA. He emailed me back, and we emailed a couple of times, and he watched a few games of me and Grace, and then I signed.
So why? So with it being close to home, and that's why it kind of stood out to you.
Partly, I knew for because now I wouldn't mind going far away, but especially for your first 2 years of going to college, playing college volleyball, all the academics, all the stress, just being close to home, I knew would be best for me, just because it's with all the stress, I'd like to go home and pet my dog and see my parents.
Yeah.
That is the first half, maybe a little less than first half of our sit-down review with Addison Walton. If Swick wins tonight, we'll play the second half of that sit-down review on our pregame show tomorrow for the championship game, as it's the one-seeded Trailblazers of Vincennes and the four-seeded Blue Storm of Southwestern Illinois College. Steven Stock with you. Welcome you back. We are about 5 minutes away till we'll hear from head coach Warren Thomas, who I had the chance to sit down with after the big-time win. You'll hear from him in a moment. I want to talk a little bit about some of those numbers for Swick, as I was able to get a hold of the stat book. I give a shout-out to Ashley Hughes, who helped me on that. During the Frontier Lakeland game, she's looking at stats. She's reading them off to me. I was like, all right, thank you. This is what some of the numbers looked like for Kaskaskia in the kills department. Ashley Hughes, 13 kills. Brooke Miller, 8 kills. Grace Johnson, 24 kills, which is a new season high for the sophomore outside hitter. And hold on. 13. Sorry. Ashley just came over here to talk to me about somebody. Apologies about something. Ashley Hughes had 13 kills. Brooke Miller, 8 kills. Grace Johnson, 24 kills. I said it was a season high for her, and it's the second most she's had in a game in her Swick volleyball career. Had 25 against the same opponent last year in Kaskaskia. Layla Porter, she had 11 kills. She had a great game. Really good game as well. She had some big-time kills, and it felt like that she had the same thing going for her against Lincoln Trail on Wednesday as well. Maddie Gibbs had 4 kills. How about Nalea Furlow? She had 6. She was really good. Bailey Henry also added a kill. How about the assist department? 22 assists each for Adelia Wernson and Lacey Pullman. As Walton said, let me put 6 more in there as well to get 50 between those 3. How about in the digs department? Addison Walton set a season-high 30 digs in the 4-set win for Swick over Kaskaskia. So that brings you into tonight. Here we go. It's Vincennes. And we got a little bit to talk about because they're coming in 28-8. They're winners of their last 4. They're 5-1 in their last 6. When they lost to Swick, it set off a kind of a domino effect, where a chain reaction where they actually lost 5 straight games. They fell to Southwestern Illinois College and then lost to Indian Hills, Iowa Western, Middle Area, and Frontier. They would defeat Southeastern Illinois and then fall to Lakeland. And you're like, okay, well, I mean, they lost those games, but those are really good teams. And you're not wrong. You're correct. Their losses are to really, really good teams. They were unable to get a set against Middle Area, Iowa Western, or Indian Hills. Sorry. Check that. It should be it should be Indian Hills, Iowa Western, Missouri State West Plains. I don't know where I got Middle. I know they were playing at Middle Area. I have Middle Area on the schedule, but it should be Missouri State West Plains. I'm sorry. They lost to Indian Hills, Iowa Western in straight sets, and then lost to Missouri State West Plains in 4, Frontier in 4, and fell to Lakeland in 3. Played some really good competition there. I will tell you, we talked about the last time we played them when we beat them in 5. that their numbers as a team, their stats as a team were really good, and they still are. They've dropped off a little bit, but they're still really good. Their .227 hit percentage is 19th best in the country. 11.16 assist percent, ranked 17th. 267 aces is ranked 4th in the country. 16.63 digs percent, that's 10th in the country. How about 2.83 blocks? That's 3rd best in the country. And 17.4 points percent is 5th best in the country. When Swick took on Vincennes the second time around at Swick in that 5-set win, the Trailblazers were without their star outside hitter, Kennedy Sullivan. She's hitting .250 coming in tonight, averaging over 3 and almost 3.5 kills percent, 3.37 to be exact, 350 to 104 sets. She also has 43 aces, 3rd most on the team. It has 2.63 digs, 2nd best on the team for Vincennes. We look at the matchup between these two, where Swick won in 5 sets, and you're going to hear head coach Warren Thomas emphasize this in just a moment. The middles for Swick were really, really good. You look at the numbers where Swick won in 5 sets. They hit .263. Vincennes hit .211. Swick was led by one of the middles, Brooke Miller, 17 kills on .516. Grace Johnson with 9 kills on .176. Layla Porter had 8 kills on .316. Ashlyn Hughes also put in 7 kills. Swick had 43 assists with Addie Winston leading with 20. Lacey Pullman, she had 19. Swick had 10 service aces with both Brooke Miller and Grace Johnson having 3 aces. If you remember, Brooke Miller had back-to-back service aces to end the ball game for the Blue Storm. Swick had 7 service errors and 5 serve-receive errors. Swick had 48 digs with Addison Walton leading with 13. Here's the middles, 21 total blocks with Ashlyn Hughes leading the way with 8 of them for the Blue Storm. Vincennes was led by Paulina Croswick with 15 kills on .286 hitting. Taryn Thus with 14 kills on .296. And Martina Sadoska, she had 12 kills on .250 hitting. Vincennes had 57 total assists with Riley Edwards, their center, leading the way. She had 47. Vincennes had 6 service aces with Nicole De La Cruz having 4 of them. Vincennes, on the other side, though, had 4 service errors and 7 serve-receive errors. Vincennes had 79 total digs with Adeline Eisman leading the way with 23 and Lily Pozencott with 15. Vincennes had 30 total blocks with De La Cruz and Taryn Thus having 8 each. That win for Swick gave them their first win over Vincennes since 2006. It marked a streak, ended a streak of 14 straight losses to Vincennes. But what does Vincennes do in the playoffs? They win. They know how to win. In fact, they're going for their 5th, 6th straight Region 24 Tournament Championship appearance and their 5th straight title. Can Swick play spoiler tonight? We're about to find out. It's the 4th seed of the Blue Storm of Southwestern Illinois College, the 1 seed, the 1 seed, the Trailblazers of Vincennes University. Here is your head coach, Warren Thomas, as we get closer to the opening serve in this one.
Welcome back here to Lakeland College as we continue on our Swick Volleyball pregame show as the Blue Storm are able to get to the second game here, the region tournament semifinal with a 4-set win over Kaskaskia. And now we'll get the top seed in the region, the Trailblazers of Vincennes University, are joined by head coach Warren Thomas. Coach, thank you as always.
Yep.
You're able to get to the semifinal here today. I mean, that was obviously a goal that you wanted to accomplish. You get it done in 4 sets over Kaskaskia, which was, you guys start off really well. You take the first set, you take the second, you're up by as many as 10, and Kaskaskia comes back in the third. And you and I've talked about it a lot this season, that you cannot expect a region team to just give up. And that's exactly what happened there with Kaskaskia.
At one period in that set, and they started building their score back, I told the team, hey, we went through this before.
Yep.
You cannot give up or slow down or take your foot off the gas in any game, especially when you're in the conference or region tournament. So hopefully they take that to heart, and we push on ahead for the next match, the semifinal coming up. So I think we can, if we have our strength back from that was a tough loss, tough win against Kaskaskia.
Yeah.
I mean, they're every team is that power packed. But we get our strength back here for Vincennes, and hopefully we can make a run of it.
You look at earlier this week before the tournament, we talked before the game Monday against Wabash, and then you guys won in 3 sets. You won in 4 over Lincoln Trail. And one of the things I was kind of looking at was how would you respond after a loss on Friday? Because obviously that was an upsetting loss against Kaskaskia. You know, you lose in 3 sets, you get swept. You can just kind of back down. You can kind of just, you know, stay in that same mindset, or you can move on. And I thought the girls did a really good job, not just Monday, but also Wednesday, just getting back at it.
I think the thing is really to focus on, like I said before, we did a lot of the small things against Kaskaskia, not so good on Friday. And we saw when we battled back and forth or whatever, but because we failed on serving or passing or whatever, those small things put Kaskaskia over the top. Today, we've corrected that. In fact, the Wabash match, the Lincoln Trail match, we focused on just that. And when you do those things, you see what happens. Lincoln Trail, by the way, they played us tough, and we needed that. We needed that competition. I'm surprised they're not in this tournament because, you know, they played very well.
No, they're a really good team. I mean, I was just talking with some of the girls on Wednesday, telling how good they are defensively. They are the 7th for digs per set. They're the 7th best team in the country.
They're libero,
best in the region, and their libero is top 3 in digs per set. I mean,
their libero is by far the best I've seen at this level. I mean, she's tremendous. So my hat's off to her. So,
you look at that win against Kaskaskia today, one of the things we've kind of talked about is your middles. And Ashlyn Hughes had 13 kills. Brooke Miller had 8 kills. They had a couple blocks as well. I mean, we just see when them two are lighting it up. And Nelia Furlow, too. I can't forget about her. She had 6 kills and had a couple blocks as well. When you get your middles going, man, we keep talking about it. They are tough to stop.
They shut us down a little bit, okay? But you just have to keep, finding a way is what I say. And they double block you, triple block you. You just have to find a way because that's the strength of our team. If we build that area tight, just everything else opens up, and that's what we're trying to do. It's going to have to do against Vincennes. I mean, that's going to be we're going to have to go back to our focus.
Yeah, that's how we beat them the last time was with the middles.
Yeah, so I hope they're ready. Yeah, put it that way. I hope they're ready because I know after playing a tough match. You're off for 2 hours and then you back on again. And sometimes it's a little bit tough, but, this is part of the game.
Another player that was really huge for you guys against Kaskaskia was Grace Johnson. From the count right now, it looks like 24 kills, which would be her season high this year, and it would be the second most ever in a game from her in a Swick volleyball uniform. She had 25 against Kaskaskia, the same opponent last year. And you look at her, and she had, especially against Kaskaskia, had a rough game last Friday, and she is back to where she is these last 3 games.
She's unbelievable. I mean, last week, tough game, and the thing I credit her for is not thinking that something's wrong. You just wipe that slate clean and just go back to how you were playing, and she's there. She's there. She is actually she's our go-to player. I mean, I know I talk a lot about the middles, but she's one to where you give her a ball on the average, it should be a kill. It should be a point.
Yeah.
So.
Continue looking at another reason why you guys won was because of the defense. Addison Walton had 30 digs, which is a season high for her now this year. I mean, she got to every single ball. And Bailey Henry, too. I want to make sure she gets credit because, those two were perfect.
Our back row took care of us today, and we're going to really need that against Vincennes. Reading and moving and just being ready to go at it. And but I think we've been doing that for the past week now. I mean, for a season, we gained to this point. But for the past week, I saw a lot of that toughness in the back row ability. So hopefully it stays on.
Your 2 setters, Addie Wernson and Lacey Pullman, both had 22 assists each. Addie Walton added 6 in there. 50 between those 3. Just talk about your 2 setters as well. I mean, it feels like ever since Addie came back from her concussion, she's been really good, and Lacey's always been steady for you guys.
I like the way, especially Addie, the way she's running the team. Her precision on where to go, locations, has been very important. And Lacey, she's doing the same. I think she's learning a lot, being a freshman and at this level right now. I can't compare that to what she's gone through with the state championship, but at the NJCAA level, it is. I mean, everything's on. You have to be on point and has to be quick, and she's gaining that knowledge. So I'm glad for her on that.
Look at Vincennes. They're, obviously they were, when we played them, they were the number 1 team. We took them out of number 1. They come back to number 1 now as we play here in the region tournament. They're a good team, and they went through a little rough stretch right after they played us. I think it was a 5-game losing streak that started when we took them down, but they're back at it. They're, I believe, 5-1 in the last 6 games. It's going to be a really tough one.
Oh, it's going to be very tough. I always look at them as one of the higher teams in our region, and they have been. I know this year they failed a couple of games or whatever, but I still look at them as I always have. They're very well coached. They got an outstanding cast, their players, and they are. It's going to be a tough one. We have to be running in all cylinders, as they say, to get this game. So hopefully we can make that happen.
What do you think's the biggest key to victory against them?
I would probably say our defense. It has to be our defense. Our offense will be our offense.
Yeah.
Our defense is going to have to. I'm not going to say step it up. I'm going to just say they have to be on all cylinders and just be ready to go. So.
All right, Coach. Thank you always for taking the time. I say let's do this tomorrow afternoon. What do you say?
Hey, let's do it.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Meet the home team from Vincennes University Trailblazers. Number 1, Nicole De La Cruz. Number 4, Riley Edwards. Number 5, Allie Robinson. Number 12, Martina Roscoe. Number 13, Tiffany Sullivan. Number 16, Taylor Huss. And the libero for this evening, number 8, Adeline.
Well, here we go, folks. The second game of the day, and this will be tougher. It's the 4-seeded Blue Storm and the 1-seeded Trailblazers. We welcome you in. Steven Stock with you. I mean, what a long day it's been. I'm kind of out of it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I'm a little bit out of it, but that's all right. That's the thing I kind of talked. What really mentioned the pregame is how worn out are we? How worn out are the players on the floor? Because Kaskaskia put us to a battle. Obviously, you always want to win those in 3 sets. It's tough playing 2 games in a day, but that's what the sport is. That's how you win in the playoffs in this sport. Is you got to win multiple games a day. Obviously, for Vincennes, they don't have to do that because they got a high enough seed. They got the 1 seed, and that's why we talked about being top 2 in the region gets that bye. That's so huge because obviously I've kind of through that scenario is you just had a battle with Kaskaskia. How worn out are you? But we'll see what happens. Let's see what Swick can do. They did it. They were able to win. We won 2 games in the Midwest District Tournament in 1 day last year. Let's see what happens here. Swick is on the left. They'll attack left to right. Vincennes will go right to left. And this will be head coach Warren Thomas has started the lineup tonight here against Vincennes. It's the same starting lineup as earlier. The freshman setter, number 7 out of Hardin, Illinois, Lacey Pullman. Sophomore outside out of Evanston, Illinois, number 9, Grace Johnson, a freshman outside out of Bernie, Missouri. Number 10, Bailey Henry, freshman right side out of Conroe, Texas. Number 12, sophomore middle out of Escuda, Illinois, Ashlyn Hughes. And a sophomore middle, Brooke Miller out of Valmeyer, Illinois, number 23. And, of course, the liberos, number 17, Addison Waltz. We're going back and forth here, and it's going to be blocked. Vincennes is on the board first, 1-0. They are the home team on the scoreboard, being the number 1 seed. Try to go for title number 5 here in the Region 24 tournament. Talk about a path. Talk about a season, man. They've struggled in a few games. They feel like, hey, you know, they picked up 2 massive wins over the last week here, this last week of the regular season. Bailey Henry into the net, 2-0. Defeated John A in 3. They defeated Kaskaskia in 3. De La Cruz back serving. We were down 2-0 early. That's all right. We're good. Just got to get a point on the board. That'll get us going. Lacey going to go right side. Bailey swing. Dug out by De La Cruz. Trailblazer will set it to the left. Swing is over. Walton going up. Lacey going to go for Ashland. She'll sit over a little free ball. Vincennes coming back. They throw it to the left. Swing. In. 3-0. Swick is going to take an early timeout. 3-0 Vincennes to start things off. We're back in a moment. This is the Region 24 Women's Volleyball Tournament semifinal round here from Mattoon, Illinois, on the campus of Lakeland College. Swick used an early timeout. See if he'll pay off. De La Cruz will serve it out of the timeout. Goes to Grace on the receive. Vincennes got it over. Now goes to Layla off the block, and Swick will execute right away out of the timeout. Layla Porter will put us on the board. Great game against Kaskaskia, 11 kills. Bailey Henry will be back to serve it. Had 9 service errors in the first game, and we'll get our first right there. 4-1. Vincennes will send in, I want to say it's Kinley Zolvan. It is, who they missed the last time against Swick. Ashley, little tip over. There we go. There's our middles. Getting active, 4-2. And another one's going to come in. That's Brooke Miller, who will check in for the libero, Addison Walton. And it will be Ashley Hughes back to serve. I think she had 2 service errors in the first game, and of course she didn't want me to bring that up. That is going to be an ace. All right, I'll take the opposite. Sorry, Ash. Let's talk a little bad on you. And you followed up with complete opposite. All right, there you go. 4-3. I think we only had 4, I want to say 4 service aces in the game against Kaskaskia. Then it's going to be a service error. 5-3. Just going to see how worn out are we. That's going to be a big thing. Vincennes is obviously fresh. They're rested. They have not played since Monday, I believe. And obviously, Swick's already gone through a little bit of a marathon earlier today. Gray stepping up is there on the receive. Lacey now going for Brooke. Little tip over. Vincennes is there. They'll throw to the right. Roll shot. Brooke hits it over. Now coming back. Vincennes did not get over. Now they'll get over on a roll shot. Bailey. Lacey going to set Grace swing off the block of the layup. Grace Johnson with the kill. She's on the board, and it's 5-4. Addie Wernston and Leia Furlow are going to come into the ball game. Addie will serve it here. This one goes right in the middle of the libero and Eisenman. They'll throw it to the right swing. Addie's there. Brooke, little tip over. Vincennes is there. Now they'll throw it to the left. Swing, got around the block. Addison got it up, but it went behind her. 6-4 on the kill. 2-point game. Eisenman, the Vincennes libero, will serve it out. We'll take that service there. And it's 6-5. Maddie Gibbs will check in. She had, I think I said, 4 kills in the win earlier today. She had some moments. And It will be Grace Johnson back to serve it. This one at the top that got over. Vincennes is there. Set it to the left. Yeah, that's 3 hits. All right, cool. 6-6. I was like, I swear they hit the ball once right before that. They did. 6-6. We're all tied up. Swick looking for their first lead. Hits the top that gets over. Goes to Eisenman. De La Cruz passing it left. Swing around the block. Races there. Now going for Addy. Going to set Maddie trying to get on the board. Off the block. Near the line. Vincennes there. Now they'll go back to the right. Here comes the swing. Around the block. Addison hit it to the left or right. And we couldn't find a teammate. 7-6. Vincennes on the kill. That was Paulina Croswick for that one. And then we'll go to Allie Robinson, freshman defensive specialist out of Murfreesboro, Illinois. To the Trico High School. This one's over. Grace on the receive. Addie going to pass it to Brooke. Off the block. Got it. We're tied up at 7. Seven. Brooke is out. Ashland's back in. It'll be Addison serving it. And we're going to get a whistle. It's going to go against Swick. I'm not sure. I guess it was on the serve. Goes against Swick, 8-7. Vincennes retakes the lead. Still not led yet here. 15 points in. Riley Edwards will now serve it. Sophomore setter. And it's going to be almost an ace. Swick will be able to get over and play it off the net. Trailblazers coming back to the right. De La Cruz blocked. That was in. Ashlyn Hughes ties it up at 8 apiece. She had the last 2 points in the win against Kaskaskia earlier today. 8-8. Layla Porter. Lacey Pullman checking in. Delia Furlow and Addie Wernson will come out. And it will be Lacey Pullman back to serve it. Start off the game serving for Swick. The serve is over. Vincennes coming to left. They'll swing it. Blocked! Ashlyn Hughes will deliver Swick their first lead of the evening. We're talking about those middles for Swick. We're talking about them. Vincennes throwing it in the middle. Got around the block and a whistle. It's going to go against Swick for a net violation. It looked like 9-9. And we're all tied up. De La Cruz will serve it. That's out. We retake the lead 10-9. Back and forth here. Kind of reminds me of the start against Kaskaskia first time, that first set. Just kind of traded points back and forth, back and forth. 1 point lead. Maddie Gibbs will serve it, try to build it. That's our largest so far. Is 1 point. Vincennes in the middle, blocked by Ashland. They'll go backwards. Trailblazers throwing to right. Come on, got around the block. Did we hit it though? As it went out, they're going to say no touch. It Swick's up by 2. All right, let's battle. Got to build on this. 11-9, 2 point lead. Another serve coming here for Maddie Gibbs. Goes right in the middle of Libero and Eisenman. Trailblazers throwing it right. Little tip over. Ashland hit it backwards, and no one can get there as it lands right in front of Maddie and Addison trying to go backwards to make a play. Maddie Gibbs will check out. Bailey Henry will come back in for her. Bailey had a really good game. I talked about that with Coach. I mean, obviously Addison set her season high in digs for a game this year. I mean, that's great, and props to her, no doubt about it. But what a great game for Bailey Henry as well, man. She was perfect. The back row was incredible today. And it's got to be doing the same thing against Vincennes. Swing off the block, got it 2 straight for the Trailblazers, and we're tied up at 11. Swick is the 4 seed in this matchup. The Trailblazers the 1. It will be 2 seed John A. versus 3 seed Lakeland. Coming up, Ashland into the net, 12-11. Vincennes with 3 straight. They'll take the lead back. Twelve to 11. Now a whistle. It's going to go against Swick again. And what do we have here? 13 to 11. That's 4 straight. Mm-mm-mm. 13-11, another serve by Sullivan. Grace hit it backwards. Addison's there, now going to go for Layla. She's looking for her first kill. Eisenman hits it up in the air. Trailblazers going to the left with Crosswick. Bailey's there. Addison tracks it down. Free ball coming from Layla. Here we go. Trailblazers set, coming left. Put down. Crosswick had it. 14 to 11, that's 5 straight. Vincennes up by 3, their largest lead so far. Next one's over. Grace is there on the receive. Lacey going for Ashland off the block. Eisman able to hit it. Now battle, and it's going to be won by Vincennes' Deuce. 15 to 11. 6 straight by the Trailblazers. They lead by 4. Next serve coming. This will go to Henry on the receive. Pullman throwing it left side. Grace swing. Got it. There we go. Good job ending that run. 15-12. Brooke Miller will check in. Addison Walton will come out. No libero. Ashland Hughes back to serve. And I'll tell you right now, I mentioned this the last time we played it. Vincennes gets better as these games go on. I mean, the first set's been their worst set. 23-13 is the record in the first. Off the block. Brooke hits it up in the air. Lacey it went off her hand and backwards. 16-12. Vincennes by 4. Hughes will check out. Walton back in. Only a 4-point game, but Vincennes on a little bit of a run. A 7-1 run in the last 8 points. Scarlett Conkle, freshman out of Nashville, Illinois, will serve it. Bailey stepping up in the middle. Lacey now going for Grace. Swing going to be blocked. Addison there on the rebound. Lacey going to set Bailey. Swing. Trailblazers are there. They'll throw to the left. Swing got around the block. Lacey hits it up, and a whistle that's going to be called for another net violation against Swick. And it's 17-12. Facing the largest deficit of the evening. Pullman. Right side of Layla. There she is. 17-13. There's a kill for her. And her and Lacey will check out. Addie and Alea back in. We need a good run here. We're sitting Addie Wernson back there. 36 aces on the year. Second most on the team. Let's see if she can lead a service run. This one's going to be over. Vincennes, little tip over. Brooke is there, going back to Grace. Vincennes back to the net. Brooke will swing it. Trailblazers there. They swing it back. Addie battle to the net. Brooke sends it to the corner. Trailblazers track it down. And with Sullivan, they'll come to the left. Addison just sends it back. They swing it back. Bailey. Addie going to set Grace. Swing off the block. Trailblazers track it down with Eisman on the rebound. They go middle. Swing. Addie going for Addison. Now come on to Leia. Dug out by Cody. Now they go to the left. Walton there. Wernson going to go left side. Grace tried again. Dug out. Coming back. Brooke sends it back. Vincennes bound to the net. Bailey going for Addie. Now for Brooke. Tip over to 9. Walton's there. Furlow. Grace. Got it! Yes! What a rally. What a rally. Oh my, 17-14. Just back and forth, back and forth. Vincennes wouldn't give up, but neither would we. Swinging a left side block. Vincennes there on the rebound. They'll come to the right. Into the net, 2 straight. 3 straight, sorry. 2-point game, 17-15. And those are plays in volleyball when you have those rallies like that. That can dictate momentum and change it. Addie serve at the top of the net. Vincennes coming left. Got around the block. Addison, and we have a live ball that was coming down the sideline, and they're going to call whistle, and it's going to be against Swick, 18-15. Got a couple net violations early on. I'm not sure what's up with that. Henry going for Walton. Now for Nalea. A little swing over. Vincennes is there to 3-point game. They'll go to Cody on the right side. Got it, 19-15. 4-point game here in the first set. Eyes have been serving it. The libero averaging 5 digs per set. Coming in tonight out of Muhammad, Illinois. Goes to Bailey. Addy throwing it right side. Grace tip over tonight. Swick is there, and then after the second hit, it'll hit the floor, 20-15, and Swick's going to use the last timeout. Just pulled it within 2, but Vincennes on a 3-0 run, 3 straight, back up by 5, and that will send us to a timeout. We're back in a moment. This is the Region 24 Women's Volleyball Tournament semifinal here from Mattoon, Illinois, the campus of Lakeland College. Talk about a much needed point out of a timeout. Down by 5. Brooke in the middle block, 21-15. Vincennes by 6. Their largest lead tonight. They're the first team to 20 as well here in set 1. Gotta find a way to side out right now and get back to the service line. 21-15. Nalea is there on the receive. Going for Bailey. Going back to Nalea. We'll send it over. Trailblazers set, middle, De La Cruz got it, 22-15. That's 5 straight by Vincennes, and they're within 3. Serve is over. Walton's there going for Addy, now set by Addy to Grace. Swing is out, Vincennes within 2. Let this one get away, 6 straight by Vincennes, 23-15. Serve is going to be over. Wall to the receive. Warrenson now going for Miller, a little tip over. Trailblazers are there. We'll send over a free ball. Walton for Warrenson, left side for Grace. Swing. Eisman tracked it down. De La Cruz will pass it left. Little tip over by Crosswick. Now go to the Nalea. Swick coming back. Swing is over. Trailblazers there. They'll throw it to the right. Swing by Cody into the net. 23-16. And we need a little bit of a rally here. I need about an 8-1 run. So it'll be Grace Johnson back to serve it. Maddie Gibbs will check in. Bailey Henry out. This serve is over. Vincennes going to the right. Swing. Launched it out. That's 2 straight. 23-17. Six-point game. Grace will serve it again. Vincennes set. Throw it middle with De La Cruz. Off the block. Got it. And it's set point here. It's set number 1 of this Region 24 tournament semifinal in favor of the Trailblazers of Vincennes University. Allie Robinson will be back to serve. Looking to put the finishing touch here on set 1. This one will be over. Grace going to Addy, going to go for Brooke, little tip over. Trailblazers are there. Going to the left, swing by Sullivan, got it. And Vincennes will take the first set, 25-17. Hopefully that'll wake us up a little bit. 25-17. Vincennes in the first of our first semifinal game of the night of the Region 24 tournament. We go into set 2, hoping to change the tide. Back in a moment here from Lakeland College. Felt like we had too many violations and errors in that first set as we dropped the first 25-17. I mean, we had at least 3 net violations. That could go their way. We had a rotation error, whatever that violation, whatever you want to call that. That's 4 points that, I mean, we're looking at 21-17 compared to 25-17. And we hit some, I mean, could have been better that first set. There's no doubt about it. But we have a new set, whole new game in the second. As we welcome you back here to Lakeland College, Steven Stock here with you. Swick on the right side will tack right to left. It will be Grace Johnson, Lacey Pullman, Layla Porter, Ashlyn Hughes, Bailey Henry, and the libero is Addison Walton. For the Blue Storm, Vincennes will go left to right. Swick this season, when they dropped the first set, are 4-9. 4-9. See what happens here. This is one of the best sets by Vincennes. I'd say it is. Averaging 23.9 points. Opponents are scoring just 18.3. They're 29-7 in the second. Swick is on the year 18-13 in the second. This is one of their better sets, averaging 22 points. And here we are. It's set 2, whole new ball game. We got to play like that. Clean slate. Vincennes will swing it over. Walton, Layla gets it over, and then it's going to be a double hit that's going to go called against Layla, and it's 1-0 in favor of Vincennes. Serving here is Edwards, and it's going to be an ace, 2-0. Edwards with their 74th ace of the season, second most on this Vincennes team. 2-0. Next serve is over. Grace is there to receive. Lacey going for Ash, a little tip over. Vincennes is there, throwing it to the right. Got a good block, they got around it. Layla going for Addison. Lacey will send it over near the corner. Eisman tracked it down. De La Cruz down line, out. It's Wicks on the board here in the second set, 2-1. Lacey, nope, it's going to be Bailey Henry back to serve to start off the second set. Goes to LeBron and Eisman, Trailblazers, throwing it left, get around the block. Henry, Lacey going to set Grace left side, blocked, out of bounds. No, they're going to say it was in, and it's 3-1. De La Cruz leads them at aces. We'll serve it here. Goes to Walton now for Ashlyn. Got it, 3-2. That was a big-time one. She'll come out. Brooke Miller will come in for her. We got to get a little bit of a spark right now. We kind of saw that back-and-forth play spark a little bit for Swick, but did not lead to much. Obviously, Vincennes went on that run from a 1-point game all the way up to an 8. Swing on the right side to Layla. Going for Addison now left side for Grace. Little tip over. Trailblazers there in the middle. We'll pass it to the left. Here comes the swing. Out of bounds. Tied up at 3. They're going to say off the touch, though. No. Tied up at 3. No touch. Next serve by Walton. That's going to be just out of the back line. Just out, and Vincennes will retake the lead 4-3. We haven't really had the lead. I think we led by 2 points at one point in that first set, but we just haven't had a control of this game. And we need a spark right now. We need something to just go light it. Grace swing, that might be something there. Ties it up at 4 apiece. Put that one down for the left side. Adelia Wernson and Alea Furlow will check in. Lacey Pullman and Layla Porter will come out. And it will be Addie back to serve. She's taken just been really good. Big steps this year after missing over half of the season last year. I mean, it's tough coming back from injury. She's done so well. Trailblazers near the left side. Grace is there. We got to get back over. Grace tips it over. Trailblazers scramble and track it down. Now they'll swing it over right in the middle. Walton going for Wernson left side for Johnson. Blocked it. Addison there on the rebound. Now we'll go to Delia. Tip over off the block. Eisman tracks it down, and it's going to land eventually. It's Swick will have their first lead here in set number 2. It's 5-4. Leia's on the board. We needed that. 1 point game. Another serve coming. This one's going to be all right in the middle. Sullivan there on the receive. They'll throw it to the left. Croswick dug out by Walton. Trailblazers coming back. They'll set it to the right. Here it comes. Blocked. Landed on the Swick side. A kill for Martina Sadoska. And it's 5-5. All tied up. Scarlett Conkle, freshman out of Nashville, Illinois, will serve it. This one is going to be over. Henry throwing it for Warrenson. Right side for Shots. Looking for another kill. She's going to get one. Couldn't handle it on the dig. 6-5. Swick retaking the lead. Maddie Gibbs checking in for the first time in set number 2. Bailey Henry will come out. Grace Johnson will have it. This one's going to be over. Vincennes setting it in the middle. Swing off the block. Delea's there. Now goes to Addie on the right side. Now back middle. Brooke will swing it. Vincennes coming to left. Here we go. Blocked out of bounds. Croswick with the kill. We're tied up at 6. Kind of just how set 1 started. Back and forth, back and forth. Eisman, the libero, will serve it. Goes to Grace. Addie for Brooke. Boom! There we go. Brooke Miller makes it 7-6. Retaking the lead. Brooke Miller will serve it. Ashlyn Hughes came back in. Addison Walton out. No libero. Coming from the left side. Maddie's there. Grace going to pass it in the layup. Swing. Going to be blocked. The layup near the net. Ashlyn. Maddie. Ash could have got to get over the layup. She got a free ball over. Trailblazers trying it left side with Cody. Sends it over. Johnson. Warrenson for Furlow. Swing. Trailblazers digging out near the back line. And now a roll shot coming over. Grace. Addie. Going for Ash. Got it! 8-6. I would like to build on this. They got 7-7 on the score, but I got 8-6. Hopefully I think they're correcting it. They do. Okay, because coach noticed that. And I'll tell you right now, I've had a couple times where especially high school level, I know it's a little different, where they don't. We're all good here. I was trying to listen to the conversation, but I was saying that a couple times at high school level, it just has not been changed when it scores off by a point. I know the feeling when you lose a point. Off the block, they get it back anyway. Karen Cody, the sophomore out of West Carrollton, Ohio, makes it 8-7. Brooke Miller will come out. Addison Walton back in. And it will be Vincennes' Allie Robinson serving it. Freshman out of Murfreesboro. We'll serve this one over. Grace is there on the receive. Addie going for Ash. A little tip over the middle. Trailblazers are there. They'll throw it to the left. Swing off the block. Got it 2 straight. Tied up at 8. As Sullivan put it down. Robinson will serve it. Gibbs is there on the receive. Warrenson going to go right side for the layup. Got a whistle. That violation going to be called against the Trailblazers. Net definitely moved 9-8. Layla Porter and Lacey Pullman will check in. Delia Furlow and Addie Warrenson will come out. Lacey will serve it. Trailblazers coming middle. Got it. Tied back up at 9 apiece. 9-9. This one will be served over here by Edwards, and it's going to be an ace. Just never found a teammate on the first hit on the receive. And the Trailblazers have retaken the lead. Riley Edwards doing it from the service line, 10-9. Into the net. All right, we'll take an air out of that to follow it up. Tied up at 10. Maddie Gibbs back to serve it. Her service over. Trailblazers coming middle. Swing. Walton couldn't handle it at 11-10. Vincennes will retake the lead again. It's going to keep going back and forth, back and forth. Bailey Henry checking in. Maddie Gibbs is out. De La Cruz will serve it for Vincennes. Goes to Johnson. Walton going back to Grace. Swing, got it. De La Cruz couldn't handle it. We're tied up at 11. Grace Johnson with the kill. Ashlyn Hughes will check out. Brooke Miller in for her. Addison Walton will serve. Addison served it to a libero counterpart, Eisenman. Near middle, Walton's there, now Pullman. Going for Grace, block, Grace there on the rebound. Lacey gonna set Layla, swing. Dunk out, whistles, that's gonna go against Vincennes. And Swick with two straight will retake the lead, it's 12-11. Walton will serve it. This one will be over. Goes to libero counterpart Eisenman. Trailblazers middle. Walton going for Pullman. Now for Miller. Swing. Brooke near the corner. Just out. And we're tied up at 12. Sullivan will serve it here. Goes to Grace on the receive. Lacey for Brooke. Swing. Going backwards. Trailblazers are there. Going to left. Swing. Walton. Lacey. Come on, Grace. Swing. Dug out by Sullivan. And now a free ball coming from Eisenman. Bailey. Lacey. Going for Layla. Got it. Layla Porter gives us the lead. 13-12. Addie Wernson and Alea Furlow will come back into the ball game. Layla Porter and Lacey Pullman out. Addie coming in tonight, 36 aces on the season. So we're all on a one-point game. Feels like we are tied or at a one-point game going the other way. So it doesn't matter what way. It's either one or tied. It feels like these in the second set. Walton, nice dig, and Wernson hits it into the crowd, and we're all tied up again at 13. That's what I'm saying. No team's been able to really go up by 2. Just back and forth midway through the second set. Scarlett Conkle will serve it. Goes to Henry. Morris in the middle for Miller. Trailblazers are there. They'll throw to the right. Got around the block. Nalea for Brooks. Swing. Dunk out by Eisman near the net. Nalea battling. Addison kept up and somehow went off of Brooks' hand and got over. Trailblazers middle. Blocked. Swick keeping it alive, and Walton will sit over the roll shot on the third hit. Trailblazers coming back left. Got around the block. Addison. Addie. Grace. Got it! Yes! Talk about battling to the last whistle. 14-13. I mean, that ball looked like it was going to go down, and Swick just kept staying at it and eventually wins the battle 14-13. Grace Johnson will serve it. Got to keep the momentum here. Got to get some momentum. Keep it rolling after that. Grace there in the dig. Now Addie. Going to set Nalea. Swing. Off the block. Lands right in the middle. Nalea Furlow. 15-13. 2-point lead. That is Swick's largest tonight, by the way. Just a 2-point lead. Let's see if we can make it 3. Grace service over. Vincennes coming right. Got around the block. Stepping up there was, I think that was Addison. It was. Grace now going for Maddie. Swing, block straight down. There was no one there on the rebound. 15-14. I mean, went right in the middle of everybody. It's all right, 1 point game. The serve is over. Grace going for Addie, now for Nalea. Got it back! That's what I'm talking about, Nalea. There we go. 16-14. Brooke Miller will serve it. Ashland Hughes back in there. No libero with Addison Walton out. Trailblazers coming to the left. Cody tip over, hit backwards. Grace going for Maddie. Swing. Block. Trailblazers off of it. Now going middle with De La Cruz. Got it. Just traded points, man. 16-15. Brooke Miller will come out. Addison Walton back in. And if you think here, if Swick can take the second set, and we're battling like this the whole night, you would think Vincennes would have that advantage if we have to go later on to a fifth set. Just with the way they're rested. We've just had a battle Cask earlier today at 4. Warrenson will go for Maddie. Her swing's over. Trailblazers looking at tied here. They'll throw it left with Sullivan. Swick in the middle. Come on, someone's got to get to it. No. It hits the floor. And it's 16-16. Trailblazers with 2 straight. We're tied up. Another serve here for Robinson. This one will go to Grace now for Addie. Right side Nalea. Swing. Trailblazers are there. They'll throw it to the left. Around the block. Goes off of Walton, and Vincennes with 3 straight will take the lead. Swick will use their first timeout. 17-16 Trailblazers. This is the Region 24 Women's Volleyball Tournament semifinal round here in Mattoon, Illinois, the campus of Lakeland College. Back in a moment. Need to get this point here out of the timeout. Serve coming by Robinson, down by 1. Addie going for Ashland. Swing. It's going to be a double hit. Or a lift. 18-16. Four straight. Here we are. We kind of a safe spot in set 1. We let Vincennes go on a run. Never got out of it. We got to end this run here. Ashland middle. There we go. 18-17. Not let them go on a huge run and take this one over right here. With, we're in a spot right now where we need to run badly. We need to run badly. Alea Furlow, Addie Ornson out. Lacey Pullman, Layla Porter back in. Lacey will serve it. Looking to tie it from the service line. That's in. Oh, they're going to say it's just out. 19-17. And our 4th service error of the night. Riley Edwards will serve it. Sophomore setter. Averaged over 6.5 aces, assists. So, they probably wish it was 6.5 aces. 6.5 assists per set. Layla's swing is over. Vincennes coming back on the left. Swing, launched it, got it. Vincennes, the first team to 20. First team to 20 here in the second set. Next serve is over. Walton going for Layla. Now go right side with Maddie. Swing is over. Trailblazers passing it. They'll throw it to the right. Swing and around the block. Grace for Lacey. Now for Maddie. Dug out by Iceman. Trailblazers coming right. Lacey's dig will go into the crowd. 21-17. Another serve here for Vincennes is over. Grace on the receive. Lacey going for Ashlyn. That one's out. 22-17. Vincennes their largest lead of the second set. And Swick's going to use the last timeout. Back in a moment from Lakeland, 22-17, late in the second set in favor of the top-seeded Trailblazers of Vincennes. Swick used their last timeout, 22-17, late here in set two, down 1-0 in sets. Pullman will go right side for Gibbs. Trailblazers are there down the line. They'll go middle. De La Cruz blocked by Ashlyn. 22-18. 4-point game. Can we get a run? We have not had a run yet. I think the most we might have had to, consecutively, I would say is maybe 3 points so far up to this point. Maddie will serve it. Vincennes near the net. Couldn't get it over into the net. 22-19. 3-point game. Another serve coming for Maddie Gibbs. Got over right in the middle of Eisenman. They'll throw it middle. Got around the block. Got it. 23-19. Bailey Henry will come in for Maddie Gibbs. De La Cruz back to serve for Vincennes. This one will be over. Walton going for Pullman in the middle for Hughes. Out. Swick saying a touch, will not get it. And it is set point here in set two in favor of the Trailblazers of Vincennes University here in the semifinal matchup. De La Cruz serving it. Grace going for Addison. Back to Grace, left side swing. Block. Grace on the rebound, sends it back. They'll hit it over. They got it. 25-19, and Vincennes will go up 2-0 in sets. Well, we've seen a couple 0-2 comebacks this season. We'll need to see one if we want to keep our region tournament championship hopes alive. Vincennes will take the second, 25-19. We're going to the third. Back in a moment here from Lakeland College. Got some work to do. Vincennes has taken the first two in our semifinal matchup of the Region 24 Women's Volleyball Tournament here on the campus of Lakeland College. 25-17, 25-19 for the one-seeded Trailblazers of Vincennes, who came in winners of their last four. I guess it kind of feels like Swick just does not have that extra step right now that, well, they usually have. And again, it might be just kind of tired from already having to play an absolute battle against Kaskaskia earlier today. I mean, you're just kind of fatigued a bit, and that's what we have. It feels like to me. That's what I'm kind of seeing. I don't know. We're just not having that extra step. And that's what's hurting us. Fair or close. I mean, you look at Vincennes, both of those sets, they've went on runs late, which has pulled it away as well. And Swick's done a good job staying neck and neck all the way up to about the midway part of the set, and that's when it, when we get to about 17, 18, 15, it goes the other way. Lacey Pullman will have the opening serve, going to left to right here. The third, Vincennes will attack right to left. Swing, left side, Sullivan got it 1-0. Bailey Henry, Ashlyn Hughes, Layla Porter, Grace Johnson, Lacey Pullman, and the libero Addison Walton out there for Swick here in the third set. Taylor Cruz will have it. Swick this season is 2-8. Went down 0-2 in sets. Ashlyn, swing is blocked on the rebound. Swick able to get over the third hit. It's going to be a double hit, though, 2-0. This is the worst set of the season for Swick, averaging just 22 points. Lowest out of the four, and then a 15-16 record. Layla blocked, and it's 3-0. Three nothing served by Taylor Cruz is over. Johnson on the receive for Pullman. Hughes will tip over. Trailblazers track it down. They'll go to the right. Swing is hit over. Grace going for Lacey. Little center up. Taylor Cruz is there. They'll come to the right. Got around the block. Lacey. Addison coming for Layla. There we go. Swick on the board here in set three. It's 3-1. It's going to take a lot here, but we can do this. Like I said, I've said this all season. I'm going to say it again. Let's not give up yet. I'm not giving up. Still a lot of volleyball left to go. 3-1. Trailblazers coming to left. Got around the block. Grace hits up there. So he's got to track it down. Lacey does. And then we can't even get it over. I'm not sure what happened. Is the net. I don't even know what that would be. One of the net pulls. I don't know. It was blocked. I had my view blocked. 4-1. Next service over Walton. Going for Lacey. For Grace. Got it. Off the touch. 4-2. Brooke Miller will check in. No libero with Addison Walton coming out. Ashlyn Hughes back to serve. We only have one ace so far on the night. That did come from Ashlyn in the first set. And it's a service error there. Fifth error of the night from the service line for Swick. 5-2. Scarlett Conkle will have the serve for Vincennes. This will go to Bailey on the receive. Lacey throwing it right side of Layla. Got it off the touch. They're going to say no touch and it's out. Six-2. Got over. Layla going to Lacey. Now it'll be Bailey. Will tip over the middle. Trailblazers throwing it left. Walton there. Pullman left side. Grace got it back. 6-3. We need a run, man. The most we've had is 3 points put together. That's what's the difference here as well. I mean, Vincennes has been able to go on runs of 5-6 straight. Lacey Pullman Layla Porter out. Eddie Winston to lay a furlough in. Trailblazers tip over, denied. 6-4, that's 2 straight. And Swick is cut in half from 4-2. Addie serves it again. Goes in the middle. Trailblazers pass to the left. Blocked. Going backwards. Can Vincennes track it down? They will as they scramble. Free ball over from Cody. Walton. Wernson for Grace. Out. They're going to say, finally, I believe it, Whistle's going to go against Vincennes 6-5. We'll take it anyway. 1 point game. Can we tie it up with 3 straight, trying to make it 4? Blocked, and that one's going to land. We're tied up at 6. Vincennes will take their first timeout of the night as it's a tie ball game. 6-6 early on in the third. Can Swick get a little rally going here? We're early in the third. 6-6 the score. Back in a moment. This is the Region 24 Women's Volleyball Tournament semifinal here from Lakeland College. Vincennes used their first timeout of the night, did not call one in the first 2 sets, and they come right out of it, executed right away, as Paulina Crosswick will put it down at 7-6. And Vincennes is back on top. That was the most points we had in strung together so far of 4. It's a 1 point game. Adeline Eisenman, the libero, will serve it for the Trailblazers. Goes to Henry. Wernson out for Miller, a little tip over, going backwards. Trailblazers roll shot over. Henry going for Wernson, now for Furlow. It's going to land off the block, tied up at 7. Maddie Gibbs will check in. Bailey Henry's out. Grace Johnson will serve. Grace will send it over. Vincennes throwing it to the right, little tip over. Addison got there but couldn't follow it up, 8-7. Allie Robinson will serve it here for Vincennes. This one is into the net. We're tied up at 8. We'll take advantage of the service here. Maybe we can turn it into a lead. Ashlyn Hughes will check in. Olapero, Addison Walton out. Brooke Miller back to serve. Her service over. Trailblazers coming right. Block to the left. Trailblazers there. Now we'll go left again. Got around the block. And Addie got there, but hit around the antenna. Dovell out for it. Got to it, then sent it over, but around the antenna, 9-8. Yeah, once again, Vincennes will retake the lead. Riley Edwards will have it. This one will be over. Gibbs going for Wernson now for Furlow. Blocked, 10-7, 10-8, sorry. Vincennes with 2 straight. Next service over. Gibbs going for Wernson. Will pass it for Hughes. Swing. Got it. Ashland gets us back within one. Missing her out there. Comes back in, able to put one down. 10-9. Layla Porter and Lacey Pullman will check in to lay a furlough Addie Wernson out. See what Lacey can do. This one will be over. Vincent set. Coming to the left. Lacey there. Ashland tracks it down. Now Maddie Swick at the top. That got over. Vincent will tip it over. Now Grace. Lacey back to Maddie Swing. Vincent hits it up in the air. Pass it to the left. Got around the block. Gibbs. So it's going to get there. Lacey does. Free ball. Went around the antenna. Eleven 9. Ayla Cruz will serve it. Grace on the receive. Lacey going for Ashland. Blocked. I mean, they were already all over that and ready for it. Right in the middle. Stuffed that one out and everything. 12-9. Next serve by De La Cruz. Walton in the middle for Pullman. Will go for Porter. Down line. Trailblazers track it down. Back left corner. Free ball coming from Sullivan. Johnson. Pullman for Gibbs. Swing. Got it. Maddie's there. 12-10. Maddie Gibbs back to serve it. Her service over. Trailblazers throwing it to the left. Walton there, the dig will go for Hughes. Now for Johnson. Swing. Blocked. Landed on the Vincent side. 12-11. Two straight pulled within one. Maddie will serve it again in the middle. Trailblazers set. Coming right. Going to be blocked, and it landed out. 13-11. Bailey Henry back in. Maddie Gibbs out. Got this one a little closer. 2-point game. Serve is over. Pullman going to the left side for Grace. Blocked out of bounds. 13. I got my score messed up. I got it other way around. Now it should be 13-12 Vincennes. Sorry. Brooke Miller in for Ashland Hughes. Addison Walton will serve it. Trailblazers there. Coming to the left. Out. Tied up at 13. Walton will serve this one over. Vincennes near the net. Got it over. Layla sends it back. Vincennes trying to swing it. Brooke had it blocked, but it went out of bounds. She knew they were going to swing it right at her. And it just goes out down the left line. (14-13). We're doing a good job battling right now. It's just the end of the sets. Just don't have enough gas. It kind of looks like. Grace got it. Tied up at 14. They're going to call a net violation. Addie Wernson to lay a furlough back in. Lacey Pullman and Layla Porter out. (14-14). Addie will serve it over. Vincent's throwing it to the right side near the crowd. Will have to sit over a roll shot as it comes back in. And Swick can't get it over. Into the net. 15-14. And it's an ace. Eisenman with her 26th of the season. Vincennes by 2. 16-14, next one's over. Henry, Wernston for Miller, blocked. 17-14, Vincennes by 3. Swick will use the timeout. This has been the moment in the last 2 sets where Vincennes has pulled away. We'll see if the same thing happens here. We're fighting right now, 17-14, midway through the 3rd set. We're back in a moment here from Lakeland College. Serve out of the timeout is out. Good appearance from the good old timeout. Doctor, first time today Swick's had an appearance from the timeout. Doctor coming through, and it's a 2-point game. Maddie Gibbs back in for Bailey Henry. Grace Johnson will serve it. Try to go for another run here. That's what we need. String a few points together, down by 2 right now. Center dump, Walton. Dive in the middle's there. Addy for Maddie. Tip over down line. Trailblazers there. Taylor Cruz will pass it right. Tip over Walton coming in there. Miller now for Gibbs into the net. 18-15. Vincennes by 3. Allie Robinson will serve it. Brooke on the receive. Addy going back to Brooke. There we go. Back to 2, 18-16. We see some Brooke Miller action right now is what we need. That's what we need. Ashlyn Hughes in, no libero. Addison Walton out. Brooke will serve it. Trailblazers, middle, Taylor Cruz, tip over. Maddie's there. Addy gonna set Nalea. It got blocked out of bounds. Vincennes wants a touch. And what do we have? It went out. No touch, 18-17. 1-point game, we can tie it up again here. Next service over right in the middle. Libero ice him in there. They'll throw it left. Got around the block, and it's going to land. No one got there. Oh. 19-17. Walton back in as Miller will come out. Service over. Maddie's there to receive. Addy going for the layup. Yes! Get her right back. 19-18. Good to see Lacey and Layla back in. We need Lacey Pullman to lead us around. We got to get some points strung together. I keep saying it, but that's what's hurting us right now. We just don't. We're not stringing them together. Vincennes coming left. Walton there. Ashlyn going to set Layla. Swing. Trailblazers track it down. They'll throw it to the right. Free ball coming over. Grace. Lacey to Ashlyn. Out. And Vincennes is the first team to 20 here in the third set. They're served by De La Cruz. Grace. Lacey going to set Ashley, tip over. Trailblazers coming middle, will throw it left. Swing. Lacey Going for Addison now for Layla. Got it. Come on. 20-19. Let's get 2 in a row. Maddie Gibbs back to serve it, try to tie it up. Her service over, Trailblazers. Throw it at middle. Will come to the right off the set with Sullivan. Porter's there. Pullman for Johnson. Swing. Got it! Off the touch. Tied at 20. Much needed point coming here. I mean, both these teams want this one. 20-20 the score. Maddie another serve. Coming over to Eisman right in the middle on the receive. They'll throw it left. Tip over. There's going to be Pullman. Gibbs to Grace. Block. Got it. 21-20 Vincennes. We side out though. Bailey Henry back in. Maddie Gibbs is out. Trailblazers will serve it here with Sullivan. And it's almost an ace. Swick able to get there. It's Bailey Henry. It's going to be blocked. Swick, come on, we got to get it over. Free ball's over. Trailblazers coming back. We'll throw it in the middle. Tip over. Walton. Pullman. Johnson. Blocked. 22-20 Vincennes. 2 straight for the Trailblazers. And Swick will use its last timeout. Oh, man. This is it, folks. 22-20. Back in a moment in the third as the Trailblazers look for the set shutout. Back in a moment from Lakeland College. Is over. Bailey for Lacey. Layla. Dug out. It's going to land, though. Off the touch, Layla Porter with the kill right out of the timeout. 22-21. Hughes is out. Miller in. And it will be the Swick Libero Addison Walter to serve it. 22-21. Serve is over. Vincennes coming right side. Got around the block. 23-21. Vincennes within 2. (23-21). Trailblazers will have Scarlett Conkle serve. Grace, Lacey, gonna throw it for Layla. Blocked off at Vincennes, out of bounds. 23-22. Can we just get 2 straight? We just get 2 straight. Addie and Alea are back in. Lacey and Layla out. Addie to the service line. We're out of timeouts. Vincent still with 1 remaining. And what do we have here? They're pointing to something on the floor. I'm not sure what that was. Good to go. 23-22. Addie's service over. Vincennes coming right. Tip over. Bailey for Addie. Going to set Grace. Come on. Trailblazers hit it up. Will come in the middle. Free ball. Here we go. Bailey. Addie. Nalea off the block. Trailblazers are there. They'll pass it. Roll shot. Bailey. Someone's got to get there. Addie does. Free ball. Gets over. Vincennes let the send one over as well. Walton for Wernson. Now for Nalea. Trailblazers are there. They'll come to the left. Swing off the block. Bailey. Addy. Gonna set Grace. Dug out. Near the crowd. Vincennes is there. Free ball coming from Eisman. Come on. Brooke. Addy to Nalea. Got it over. Trailblazers coming back left. Swing. Got it. Game point. Here in the Region 24 tournament semifinal in favor of the one-seeded Trailblazers of Vincennes University. Eisman will serve it. Goes to Bailey. Now Addy going for Brooke. Going backwards. Trailblazers are there. They'll get it over. Grace. Addy going to set Nalea. Got it. We need one more to keep this one alive. 24-23 all go down to Grace Johnson for the service line. Maddie Gibbs will come in. Bailey Henry out. But the tournament hopes on the line right here. And Vincennes will use their last timeout. They want to get a little timeout doctor appearance possibility. Well, it's down to this. 24-23. Backs against the wall for possibly one final time this weekend. Back in a moment here from Lakeland College. This is it, 24-23. Grace Johnson looking to tie it. From the service line, into the net, Vincennes will win. 25-23 in the third set. And SWIC's Region 24 tournament championship hopes will come to an end tonight. In three, Vincennes gets it done. The one seed going back to the Region 24 tournament championship. Vincennes will make it their sixth straight appearance. Looking for their fifth straight title as they get it done. 25-17, 25-19, 25-23. Back in a moment to talk about it next. Welcome back here to Lakeland College in a very unfortunate end into the region tournament tonight for SWIC as they will fall in three, 25-17, 25-19, 25-23. So we welcome in the post-game show. Steven Stockton with you. Just kind of felt like we were out of gas is kind of how I saw that. I mean, it just we didn't have enough with us tonight. And I think a lot of it has to do with how worn down we were against Kaskaskia. I mean, they wore us down. Yeah, we won in 4 sets, but they wore us down. And that one is that one hurts. We are coming after winning against them in 5 sets last time around. We couldn't even take a set tonight. So Vincennes, the number 1 seed, will move on to the Region 24 Tournament Championship game tomorrow afternoon. They'll get the winner of John A. Logan Lakeland, which is our next game, and they will be played here at Lakeland. And the 2 versus 3 in that one, it's going to be really interesting to see who pulls it out. But for SWIC, now they'll be in a little bit of a waiting period. We're talking about district tournament, and I'll get to that in a moment. They'll be played either Friday or Saturday. I think it's going to be Friday, Saturday, most likely is how it usually is in the district. It's saying Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's up to the host. SWIC would play then, and right now, I unless I'm doing something wrong, and I might be, but I don't think I am from what I'm seeing. No matter what happens, John A. Logan and Lakeland, SWIC will have to play Iowa Western in the first round of the Midwest B portion of the tournament. They will have to play Iowa Western. If they win that, they'll get Olive Harvey, and then if they win that, they'll get most likely Middle Area. It's going to be another really tough path, as SWIC will be the 4th team out of Region 24 here this weekend. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up here tonight. We're going to be back. Like I said, no matter where SWIC's at, we'll be there next weekend come district tournament time. We're going to follow this to the end, and like I said, I mean, it's tough tonight, but don't give up. Things are going to, like I said, we're going to get tough. We got to find a way to keep battling, and maybe the path next weekend is going to be tougher than we wanted, but what can you do, right? You got to take what's given to you and try your best, and we'll just see what happens. Iowa Western's a really good team. They've lost a couple games this year. You never know what can happen. We got Olive Harvey after that, and we'll see what happens, folks. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we got to find a way, though, to man, that hurts. I still trying to wrap my head around that. That one hurts. That third set, the way that one ended too, hurts. Man. All right, folks, we're going to wish you a good rest of your Saturday. We're going to invite you to have you stay tuned to the SWIC Instagram page, who will, once that information's out about where we're at, which I believe we're going to be at Middle Area from what I just saw. Once that scheduled information's released, that will be posted, and we'll go from there. But no matter what, we'll be on the call next weekend for the district tournament. One last crack. SWIC will need 3 straight wins to get into the national tournament. We'll see if they can get it done next weekend. Thanks for tuning in here on a Saturday, folks. Have a good rest of your Saturday night. Have a good weekend. Until the next time I see you, I'll see you later.